Hello, my name is Patrick Bach. I'm the executive producer for Battlefield 3, and you're watching Gameblog. Battlefield 2 was a multiplayer-only game, but we recently released, Battlefield Bad Company 1 and Battlefield Bad Company 2, where we explored to build single-player kind of dramatic narrative campaigns in the Battlefield universe. And we now think it's time for us to put that back into the core Battlefield series with Battlefield 3. And if you've seen the videos, you know that it will look great, and we are actually aiming to create quite an amazing dramatic storyline for Battlefield 3. Yeah, so in general, Battlefield Bad Company series was more, crazy in a way, with this group of the Bad Company group that was kind of a happy bunch, but a bit tongue-in-cheek, so to speak. So it wasn't very serious in that aspect. Battlefield as a core series has always been more authentic and more serious. So this time around we will have a much more serious tone when it comes to the single-player campaign. We're not releasing that much information right now, but you will play both with a squad and in a team, and also on your own, depending on the situation. So we will try to add variation into the single-player campaign, and in a way trying to do what we do in the multiplayer, where you can actually play alone, or you can play in a squad, you can drive vehicles, you can do all of these things. So using that toolbox in the single-player campaign is how we're going to approach it. Yeah, in general, we are trying to push the envelope and create a more realistic rendering and more realistic animation to really make it feel like you're in this environment, like a more physical presence in the environment. This, of course, gives us an opportunity to create more realistic storytelling and with real people and real emotions. So, and of course, like you said, then the pressure on us is heavier to not take the wrong direction on making unsensitive choices when it comes to storytelling. So to us, we're actually getting to a point where it's more up to us what we want to create rather than what we can create. So we're in a very good position, I would argue. Yeah, that's actually a good point. Having a very realistic environment makes it feel more like in the real world, where you could more or less do anything, or whatever you see you could probably interact with. And focusing on the game should be fun rather than a simulation, because simulations aren't always fun. We can see that in real life that we're not having fun always, have we? So just because it's realistic doesn't mean that it's fun. And in the single-player campaign and also in the multiplayer, we are focusing on making it look and feel very realistic, but also keeping it a game. Because again, we're not trying to create a simulation of real life. We're creating a drama and something that is fun to play. AI in general is a hard thing to do, not only because it's a very complicated task, but also from a design perspective. Creating very realistic AI doesn't always mean that it's going to be fun, because if it's too smart, you will actually get killed by it. So it's easy to make an AI that is smarter than you and do better choices, because the AI can be aware of everything at the same time. What you want is an AI that feels challenging, but that you can outsmart. So you still need to feel like you have the upper hand on the AI, because otherwise, you will not have fun when you play the game. So to us, a big step forward is of course the animation system. So having the AI behave and look real when it moves is a big step forward when it comes to mimicking a real person. But also looking at the fun factor of, do you want the AI to flank you? Do you want the AI to to do super clever things, or do you want it to be a bit stupid so you can easily kill it? Design choice actually, rather than a technical limitation. We will have some specific, interactive close combat events. I don't know exactly what you mean by standard quick time event, but in some cases you want it to be easy to understand a quick time event, and sometimes you create a whole game based on complicated quick time events. This is a first-person shooter. First of all, you want to have a great first-person shooter experience, and by having interactive events like this, we do want to kind of spice things up and create some variation. It's not supposed to be a super complicated puzzle. It's supposed to be an interactive event where you actually get to go into hand-to-hand combat with the enemy. In general, we are building on the foundation for consoles that we set up in Battlefield Bad Company 2 with quite big maps, 24 players with vehicles and gadgets and a lot of weapons, and creating great variation within the maps. For PC, we're actually pushing the boundaries further and adding bigger maps with 64 players. So we're increasing the player size on the PCs because of the better CPUs, GPUs and bandwidth in general. But you will be able to, for instance, fly jets and drive tanks on any platform, of course.